My name was Skye Sterling, the last heiress of the Sterling family. But on the night I died, I had no husband beside me, only a cold, sick bed.
My lady cannot hold on. Send for Lord Kensington.
His lordship is with Lady Seraphina. If my lady dies, bury her in the family tomb. Do not disturb him.
The nuns lifted the speaking crystal, but Seraphina's laughter came through first.
Skye is pretending to be ill again. Tonight is Liam's night with me.
If she wants to die, let her die. I have council business in the morning.
In that moment, I finally understood. The man I had loved for 5 years found even my last breath inconvenient. Before darkness swallowed me, I had only one thought left. If I could live again, I would make them pay on their knees. When I opened my eyes again, I had returned to 5 years ago, the day Liam first brought his mistress to a noble banquet.
My lady, his lordship ordered you to wear this plain gray gown. Lady Seraphina said it would make you look proper.
A mistress thinks she can choose my gown?
His lordship said you must not steal Lady Seraphina's attention tonight.
I tore the gray gown apart in front of her. The ripping cloth sounded like my grave splitting open.
Have you gone mad? His lordship ordered this himself.
I am the lady of this castle. Get out. From the deepest part of my wardrobe, I took out the blood-red velvet gown my father had commissioned from a royal capital tailor. The banquet hall blazed with candlelight. Seraphina stood at the entrance on my husband's arm, greeting guests as if she were Lady Kensington.
Liam, will Skye really wear that grey gown? I worry people will laugh at her.
She belongs quietly in a corner.
The next second, the doors opened. Every eye turned to me.
Good evening, my husband.
And you? Mistress.
Mistress! Skye, you misunderstood. I'm a guest invited by Liam.
Skye, apologize.
Shut up. You're not qualified to boss me around. In the second floor gallery, a man raised his glass to me. Alistair Thorne, the exiled eldest son of House Thorne, and the only man who dared to stand against the Kensingtons.
Interesting. The Kensington doormat has grown fangs.
The Kensington anniversary banquet was also the preview auction for royal trade charters. The real show had only just begun.
Next lot, a royal charter auction. The abandoned Northland quarry. Starting bid, 50,000 gold coins.
That poisoned marsh, I would not take it for free.
They did not know that in 7 days, the king would build a royal free market there. In my last life, someone made half a kingdom from it.
100,000 gold coins.
Skye, are you mad? That land is worthless.
I am buying it with the Sterling money. It has nothing to do with you.
Skye, are you only doing this to get Liam's attention?
I spend my own money.
A mistress does not get a vote.
Apologize to her!
Fine. I apologize. I should not have called you a mistress. Then what should you call me? Concubine. The nobles laughed under their breath.
200,000.
Alistair did not want the quarry. He was testing whether I was truly mad or knew something.
250,000.
Stop bidding. She knows something.
250,000 gold coins sold!
You will regret this.
No, Liam. The one who regrets this will be you. But the royal auction required full payment within 3 days. After checking my dowry ledgers, I found I was still short 80,000 coins in ready money.
Cancel the bid tomorrow morning and apologize to Seraphina.
Are you ordering me?
I am your husband.
A husband does not leave his wife to die on a sickbed.
What nonsense are you talking about?
Of course he did not understand. His cruelty from my last life had not happened to him yet.
If you touch the joint reserve vault under Kensington and Sterling, I will freeze your access at once.
Thank you for the reminder. I never planned to borrow those 80,000 coins from you. So I went to the Black Fox Inn. It was no place for a noblewoman, but it was where monsters made deals.
My lady, we do not entertain Kensington ornaments here.
I handed the guard a slip of parchment. There was only one line on it. Give this to Alistair Thorne. North Harbor, warehouse number 4. Smuggled weapons are hidden in the spice crates.
80,000 gold coins? You want my money for one piece of information?
Those weapons belong to your rival. If you seize them, he goes to the gallows.
Why should I believe you?
Because you have not killed me yet. That means you already half believe me.
I can give you the money, but I want one condition.
Say it.
At the King's Trade Charter ceremony, ruin Seraphina publicly.
That is not a condition. It is a reward.
Do not disappoint me, little oracle.
My blood went cold. Little Oracle was the name I had used in the shadows of my last life. How did he know it? The next day, I entered Count Thorne's castle in a gold gown, wearing the sterling emerald necklace, for the King's Trade Charter ceremony. Liam wanted me modest, and Seraphina wanted me to be a shadow. But today, I chose to be the brightest light in the hall.
Skye, you look beautiful today, but perhaps too noticeable?
Do not worry. A woman who belongs in the dark only looks like a joke in the light. The moment I finished speaking, Seraphina walked towards Liam with reddened eyes. As she passed me, her shoulders suddenly tilted. Seraphina crashed into the old gardener carrying the reliquary. The reliquary hit the floor, its fragments scattering everywhere.
Skye, why did you push me?
My lady, Lady Kensington did not push you. You walked into me.
How dare you lie for her? That was House Thorne's reliquary!
Skye, have you lost your mind? Pushing someone in public?
I did not push you, and making such a scene over a fake reliquary only makes you look worse.
What did you say?
This reliquary is fake. The saint's gesture is reversed, and the true relic would never be placed in a banquet hall.
You are lying!
My lady is correct. The true relic has always been locked in the chapel vault.
She screamed over a fake?
And she accused Lady Kensington of pushing her. How ugly.
Seraphina, you only know how to cry, not how to behave like a noble woman.
I was only frightened.
Then sit down. Stop embarrassing Liam. Seraphina's face turned pale, but she still refused to lose.
Skye, I heard you play the harp very well. Why don't you play something to calm everyone down?
She wanted me to embarrass myself in public, but she did not know that in my last life I had turned my tears into blades through music. Skye, you are not afraid, are you? It is only one song. Then stand closer, so you can see clearly how you lose. I sat before the harp. I did not play a gentle court melody. I chose a salaband, a battle hymn for the dead.
This is not banquet music.
It sounds like a funeral bell on a battlefield.
When did she learn to play like this?
Impossible!
A useless noblewoman? I think she looks like a blade just drawn.
When the final note fell, the hall was silent except for the candles. Then applause exploded. Before the applause faded, Alistair had already stepped to my side. His voice was
80,000 gold coins have been sent to your counting room.
That abandoned quarry will become a royal free market.
You told me such a valuable secret. Are you not afraid I will steal it?
You do not want the quarry. You want to watch me drag House Kensington off its altar.
Little Oracle, you keep surprising me.
Before I could answer, the attendants at the entrance suddenly knelt. The man who could truly silence the room had arrived. Old Earl Thorne entered with his wolf-headed cane. He was one of the most powerful nobles in the kingdom. One word from him could shift half the capital.
Lord Thorne, House Kensington has always hoped to...
Move.
Lord Thorne.
Who are you?
I am Seraphina, Liam's most important...
Mistress?
The hall fell silent.
In my day, mistresses stayed in the shadows. Your presence here defiles this hall.
On that stormy night, Liam helped the crying Seraphina into his carriage, yet left me, his lawful wife, outside Thorn Castle.
Husband will save you.
I saw the serpent tattoo. Silas, the former captain of the Thorn Guard, now hired to do Noble's dirty work. I was tied to a wooden pillar in an abandoned mill. Barrels of black powder sat at my feet, and the fuse had already burned halfway down.
I already sent Liam a letter. The place, the ransom, and your life were written clearly.
So you do not want money. You want him to choose in front of me.
Clever.
Half an hour later, hoofbeats stopped outside the mill. Liam had actually come, but he carried no gold, only a bloodless face.
Skye,
Liam, cut the ropes! The powder is about to explode!
I cannot go in. If I enter, I will die.
I am your wife!
House Kensington cannot lose me.
In that moment, I knew for certain that no matter how many lives I lived, Liam would always abandon me.
It seems your life is worth less than his reputation.
Alistair? The powder is lit. You cannot save her.
The mill explosion failed to kill me. 3 days later, the Kensington carriage delivered me into another trial. Beatrice Kensington was Liam's grandmother, the true ruler of House Kensington. She threw a parchment letter at my feet. It said my purchase of the Northland quarry for 250,000 gold coins had made me the joke of the city.
Explain this.
For now, it looks like I misjudged it. I did not explain. The fewer people knew the quarry's true value, the better.
Misjudged it. You nearly died in a mill. People are already whispering that Liam lost his nerve, and now you use sterling money to buy wasteland. Do you want to ruin House Kensington's name?
That night, he did run.
Silence! A man's reputation is worth more than a woman's life.
She was the same in my last life. She did not care whether I lived. She only cared whether House Kensington looked clean.
The mill incident ends here. To outsiders, it was a bandit attack, and Liam arrived too late.
And if I refuse?
Then I will manage the Sterling trading house for you. If you fail to produce an heir within a year, your dowry, castle, and trading house will all pass into my hands.
She finally revealed her true purpose. She did not want honor. She wanted the last sterling assets in my hands.
There will be a reconciliation dinner tonight. Sit beside Liam and behave like a proper wife.
Fine. I will attend. She thought I had lowered my head, but my application had already reached the cathedral school. At tonight's dinner, I would make Liam tear off his own dignity. That night, Beatrice arranged a reconciliation dinner. It was not for peace. It was to force me to cover Liam's cowardice.
3 noble ladies will visit tomorrow. Tonight, you must sit beside Liam. As long as you dine with him, people can only say he arrived late, not that he ran.
So running away can be dressed up as bravery?
Do you still want to keep the Sterling trading house?
She threatened me with the trading house again. But this time, I already had a way out. Fine. I will eat quietly tonight.
My lord, Lady Seraphina sent word. She hurt her ankle and only wants to see you.
Where is she?
Sit down.
Grandmother, she is hurt.
If you walk out tonight, the whole city will know you abandoned your wife, fresh from an explosion, for your mistress.
Then let them talk.
He rose and left. Beatrice's face darkened, and for the first time, this dinner tasted good. After dinner, I pushed open the terrace doors. Liam had chosen Seraphina again. Good. The more he chose, the more proof I had.
You do not look like an abandoned wife.
You trespassed just to laugh at me?
Half to make sure my ally was still alive. And half to bring you good news.
The quarry?
Dear Skye, the quarry you bought for 250,000 gold coins will silence the entire capital tomorrow.
Alistair placed a rolled parchment on the wrought iron table.
The draft decree for that quarry has been entered into the Privy Council records. sealed on page 400. No one has ever turned to that page, except you and me.
Bench in the cathedral school courtyard. Before me lay Latin legal codes and debate outlines. Today was my entrance examination. A carriage jerked to a halt at the academy gates. Liam strode across the lawn, students scattering from his path.
You want to embarrass me before all the nobles? A Kensington wife has no need to parade herself at the academy.
He snatched the parchment from my hand, gripping my wrist. If I keep myself busy with my studies, I won't disturb you and Seraphina. I didn't stand. I only looked up at him.
Isn't this exactly what you asked for?
Hoofbeats splashed through the mud. A young man swung down from his horse. Dark golden hair slightly tonsiled. Leather boots polished to a gleam.
Not many women dare scold their husbands at the academy gates.
Ethan Vance, second son of the Vance family, famous for gambling away his fortune on horse races and composing doggerels.
Lord Vance, you're blocking the passage.
I stood, brushed the dust from my skirt, and turned to walk into the examination hall. The examination hall was cold stone. I unrolled my paper, dipped my quill, and began to write. Someone leaned in from the row behind, writing, the corner of my lips barely lifting. My quill kept moving across the parchment. The examination was meant to last 3 hours, but after only 1 hour passed, I rose and handed in my paper. The proctor bishop leafed through my parchment, frowning. As I stepped out of the examination hall, a figure stood waiting in the blinding sunlight. Tiffany, Seraphina's lackey and confidant. She waited outside the examination room just to mock me.
Skye Sterling only sat the exam for 1 hour! She must have bribed the proctor, or handed in blank parchment.
I stopped walking and looked at her. Public defamation within the cathedral precinct violates the Code of Conduct, Article 4, Supplemental Clause. Tiffany froze in place. Your citation will reach the disciplinary committee by noon. That evening, the annual Sterling family banquet.
Thanks you all for coming and witnessing the improvement of the Sterling Trading House under my leadership.
Uncle Arthur. He took over the Sterling Trading House after my father died and seized his legacy. I heard you've gone back to academy?
The allowance Kensington gives you isn't enough for you?
Aunt Petunia looked me up and down. A few distant cousins tittered. Liam set down his cutlery with a deliberate clink. He stood up.
Aunt Petunia, Skye scored the highest marks on the entrance examination in a decade. And your son, Victor, how much did he owe the gambling dens last month?
The table fell immediately silent. Liam continued, as casual as if discussing the weather.
By the way, Uncle Arthur, are you planning to quietly sell off 15% of the Sterling Trading House Partnership shares?
He said a name.
The Prophets Guild.
Arthur's face went pale. Liam smiled after showing off his intelligence, but he still had no idea who owned the Prophets Guild. The Prophets Guild, that was my underground intelligence network. Arthur's cutlery trembled in his hands. Aunt Petunia had fallen utterly silent. The eyes of every relative towards me changed to suspicion. Liam was defending me now. They didn't know what any of this meant. The familiar messenger appeared again.
Sir, it's Seraphina.
Liam rose once more, left once more. I set down my napkin and turned to the attendant, sent by Alistair, who was behind me.
Arthur is preparing to sell 15% of the trading house partnership shares to the Prophets Guild. Let him sign tonight.
He vanished without a sound into the servants' passage. Aunt Petunia glared at me from the far end of the table, her stare as if she wanted to swallow me whole. I smiled at her and raised my goblet. She had no idea. Once her husband signed that contract tonight, the master of the Sterling trading house would no longer be him. That night, when Liam returned early from Seraphina's tavern banquet, I was in the library of Kensington Castle. He stood in the doorway, collar loose, the smell of drink clinging to him.
She was too noisy, and the cake was too sweet.
I didn't answer, kept reading the book in my hand. The next morning, Arthur burst into the breakfast room and slammed a handwritten news sheet before me. He read out the title loudly in front of Beatrice and Liam.
Lady Kensington bribes Academy Proctor. Shame on you, Skye.
You spent 200,000 gold pieces to buy your entrance exam result?
Beatrice picked up the news sheet. Her hawk-headed cane was nearly pressed against my face.
Forging documents to frame a family member in order to manipulate guild share prices.
I raised my head and looked directly at Arthur. In the Crown Court, that is called insider trading. Would you like me to write to the sheriff right now? Arthur's face drained to ashen pale. He stumbled 3 steps backward, crashed into the tea trolley behind him.
To avoid being disturbed, I shall move to my residence in the city to focus on my studies.
Liam wanted to stop it, but didn't know how. I moved to the residence prepared by Alistair, registered under a shell trading house. The second night after moving in, I pushed open the window and stepped onto the stone balcony.
Isn't this the lady who kicked me in the examination hall?
On the neighboring balcony stood a figure that seemed all too familiar.
I moved into the most expensive tower in the city, and the only view is you?
Lord Vance, this is my balcony, not your private view.
He grinned. I turned my back to him and couldn't help laughing either.
She thinks she can escape me just by moving into the city?
Just as his words faded, heavy footsteps sounded from the far end of the corridor. It was Seraphina's shrill laughter.
I have enrolled in the academy courses as well. She can't get rid of me.
She was clinging to my husband, passing right by my door, deliberately making every word ring loud and clear. I closed the door and leaned back against the oak. Then I smiled. She was right. I really couldn't get rid of her. But every inch of ground she stood upon was already in the palm of my hand. The most difficult subject in the cathedral school, canon property law and Hanseatic League commercial code. I stood at the lectern, presenting my argument.
Days ago, a bad fall.
The sister did not dare press further. One did not press a Kensington.
Move back to the estate.
No.
I can have the academy suspend you on medical grounds.
Then I shall announce to the entire city that the Kensington family imprisons its wives.
You may stay in the tower. I will hire a nutritionist and a coachman. You will dine with me every fortnight.
Agreed. He was happy, thinking that I was once again that obedient wife. I needed to stay close enough to track every move of the Kensington trading house. A few days later, I rode alone to the Black Fox Inn outside the city walls. Ethan was in a private room on the second floor, surrounded by 3 minstrel girls laughing at his jokes.
Is that Skye? What wind blows you here?
I walked up to him and slapped a stack of parchment onto the table.
Your records of evading the Lord's tariffs at the Flemish trading post.
How did you?
Retrieved from the wastebasket in Liam's study. Next time, I may not be there to clean up your tracks.
Why are you helping me?
I need an ally who is not afraid of the Kensingtons. He was silent for a long moment, then raised his goblet.
You are far more terrifying than I imagined.
I turned and pushed open the door. All I saw were the same meddlesome scribes. They specifically compiled the whispered conversations they overheard into sharp anonymous letters and sold them to all the noble in the city.
Lady Kensington, in a midnight rendezvous with Lord Vance.
I quickly made my way through the crowd without explanation. Behind me came the sound of hoofbeats. Alistair's men were sent to escort me. The moment I slipped into the carriage, I took out a note and handed it to the driver. Tell Thorne, Kensington Trading House shares price will fall tomorrow. Let him buy it. The next morning, Liam saw the contents of that anonymous letter.
Screw you, Ethan! How dare you mess around with a Kensington!
He shattered his wine goblet against the wall.
Let's get in the carriage.
When he handed me into the carriage, his hand lingered on. At the banquet, I walked on his arm and smiled. He deflected every question for me. When he spoke, his voice carried a note of pride I had never once heard in 5 years of marriage. Second floor gallery. There sat Alistair. He raised his glass ever so slightly.
I will wait for you to finish the whole performance.
That night, when we returned to Kensington Castle, Beatrice locked us in the bedroom.
I have had the kitchen prepare the family's ancestral tonic.
2 bowls of steaming herbal broth were placed on the table. This soup was so familiar, she had forced it upon me in my previous life.
Drink every drop, Liam. You as well, Skye.
She watched Liam swallow most of his bowl before turning to me.
Drink it all. Every last drop.
I raised the spoon to my lips, and each time she turned her head to berate a servant, I spat the liquid into the napkin on my lap.
I picked it up. The paper has faint lines on it, belonging to a certain family. Tiffany's family. She was Seraphina's attendant. I wrote a letter to Alistair to have him keep an eye on Tiffany. The front gate of the castle was broken open. Arthur and Petunia got out of the carriage and rushed straight to the study.
That land was purchased with Sterling family fields.
It turned out the king had announced that the mine would be officially designated as a royal free market.
The profits belong to the family. Your father signed this document before he died. All land transactions must be approved by the family council.
Arthur held a parchment in his hand. I took a look. After father's stroke, his right hand had a persistent tremor. This signature is far too steady. He froze where he stood, his mouth opening and closing wordlessly. Furthermore, I have already sold that land to Alistair. Do you have the courage to go demand it from him? Arthur's face turned pale instantly. That night, I arranged to meet Alistair at the lookout terrace of the grandest hotel in town.
Once the market opens, the flow of goods will triple. My mercenaries will clear the mountain passes. You will spread the word.
Spread across the chamber was an enormous parchment map, every trade route of the Northlands traced in full. He stood at the far side of the map, both hands braced on the table's edge.
How did you know that abandoned quarry would become a market so far in advance? Because you are the oracle, the shadow who sells intelligence to the highest bidder from the darkness.
My hand holding the quill stopped in midair.
I spent 3 years investigating. It was not until I met you that all the threads finally wove together. I will begin purchasing warehousing rights along the route tomorrow morning.
His fingers moved across the map, while his eyes were fixed on mine.
Do not let the Kensingtons reach them first.
We stood at the second floor railing of the hotel. The draft contract for the next harbor warehousing rights spread between us.
Skye!
Liam charged onto the second floor. He saw only me and the other man standing beside me.
You're here with this traitor!
His mouth opened to roar. I lifted the silver pitcher of ice water from the side table and dashed the entire contents into his face.
What?
Everyone in the hotel was watching him. The inn's head guard climbed the stairs and placed a firm hand on Liam's shoulder.
My lord, this way.
I looked down at the damp, wrinkled edge of the contract and smoothed it flat once more. By the third port on the western shore, that is the location he will think to seize last.
Understood.
He raised his glass to me with the slightest tilt. Alistair drove me back to the tower and stood at the foot of the stone steps for a long while. The next morning, my maid returned from the Kensington estate.
Last night his lordship sat alone in the study. The butler passed by and heard him weeping.
I did not respond. The maid kept saying,
Facing the fireplace. Not a single word spoken. Just being there until dawn.
5 years ago, his tears would have kept me awake all night. Now, I only wanted to confirm one thing. Late that night, I changed into a dark riding habit and rode alone back to Kensington Castle. The night watchman was already passed out drunk in the gatehouse. The whole castle was silent as a stone sarcophagus. I climbed the stairs barefoot. The will box my mother had left behind and the emerald ring inside it. I had to find it. The former master chamber had stood empty since I moved out. Dust covered the vanity table. The wardrobe held only a few gray plain dresses. I opened the hidden compartment of the jewelry box. It was empty.
You shouldn't have come back.
The voice was a ghost, a memory I had tried to bury.
You came back. I knew you would come back.
I smelled the alcohol, empty bottles scattered at his feet. Liam sat in the armchair by the window. He rose and stumbled toward me.
Skye,
Finally found a hidden compartment in the bed, and inside it was precisely that emerald ring. I turned around without hesitation and stepped directly out of the door. Behind me came the sound of his strangled, broken sobs. Back in my tower, I wrote a formal notice by candlelight. On the envelope, I wrote the Lombard Bank's address. All joint deposit agreements of the Kensington household are suspended from this day forward. Without the personal presence of this lady bearing her seal, no one is authorized to withdraw funds or make purchases on credit. Today, a shipment of Eastern silk had arrived at the town drapers. I knew Seraphina would drag Liam there to buy. She never missed a chance to show off.
Liam, I want this one. Buy the whole bolt.
Just as I expected. When I entered the upper gallery, her voice was already drifting up from below.
My Sarah deserves the best. I'll buy you everything.
I leaned against the upper railing and just watched.
My lord, the order from the Lombard banking house arrived this morning. The funds under your name can only be accessed with your wife's consent.
What?
This must be a misunderstanding. Liam, tell him it's a misunderstanding.
No. It was I who suspended them. I walked slowly down the stairs. The moment Liam saw me, his pupils contracted.
You!
That bolt of silk. I'll take it.
Yes, my lady.
Next day, when I walked into the academy courtyard in a fresh new dress, I found the stone walls plastered with news sheets. Lady Kensington's midnight rendezvous with the Vance scoundrel. Ethan was already standing before the wall, tearing down every sheet one by one.
Who posted these? Step forward!
Behind the stone pillars of the second-floor arcade, Seraphina stood there, a smile curling her lips. I pulled down one of the sheets and caught a strange scent.
Calm down, Ethan.
But they...
I'll figure it out.
I passed a note to the guard Alistair had assigned me. I wrote down the person who did this and asked Alistair to help me find the evidence. That afternoon, I walked along the path. Jessica and Tiffany each carried a silver tray laden with cream cakes, the cream far darker than normal.
Oh!
Jessica tripped as she passed me, her whole body tilted towards me, and the cake flew straight at my chest. I sidestepped. The cream cake crashed onto the ground and splattered all over Tiffany's dress.
My dress! This is brand new!
Students heard the sound and gathered around.
You two, stay away from her.
Ethan stormed through the gate and backed both girls into the corner. Seraphina squeezed out from the crowd, a copper coin pinched between her fingers.
Skye, this is for you. I heard that you are broke. You must be distressed.
I took one step forward, closing the distance until barely a palm's width separated us. Next time you ask Jessica's family workshop to transcribe your little news sheets, tell them not to use their own special ink. That smell, too obvious. The copper coin slipped from her fingers and clinked across the ground into the puddle of grease. She stood rooted where she was, her lips trembling.
You're lying.
A few days later, I deliberately took a carriage to an estate perched on the seaside cliffs. A property my mother had left behind, held in trust by the Abbey all these years. Seraphina had followed my carriage all the way to the iron gates.
What kind of rural area does she go to? So isolated.
She watched me walk through the estate entrance, gates she could not pass.
This estate belongs to the Sterling Family Trust. Purchased 11 years ago by the late Lady Eleanor Sterling. The sole beneficiary is Skye Sterling.
Impossible. Liam said you were broke.
Seraphina clutched the iron bars and sank to her knees on the gravel.
What?
You've spent all his money and still hanging around there.
This estate was left to me by my mother, long before I ever knew Liam. The fishermen and estate servants, standing nearby, exchanged glances.
Please, give him back to me. Give his money back to me.
I turned and walked through the gates without looking back. 2 days later, the college representative summoned all the people.
Jessica Mills. Posting defamatory illustrations. The evidence is conclusive. Suspension for 1 term.
No! It was Seraphina. She told me to do it. Jessica, how could you say that? You're lying! Tiffany, you were there!
Tiffany kept her head down and said nothing at all.
See, I even wrote her letters, urging her not to do anything foolish.
Seraphina pulled out some letters she had clearly prepared long before. It read the words he said to Jessica. After the hearing, Jessica sat in a corner, sobbing. I passed by.
She was never your friend.
You are just a tool. The next day, the debate examination results were posted. Next to my name was written the highest grade. Seraphina stood a few paces behind me, staring fixedly at me. Beside her own name was written only one word: fail. That evening, the Quinn family held a banquet at their cliff castle, celebrating Harper's return. Harper Quinn, my childhood friend, just returned from studying weaving in Milan.
Skye, you've finally come! This blue silk gown is stunning!
I stood by the terrace and watched Seraphina squeeze through a side entrance. She was dragging a man behind her, Alderic, the freight steward of Kensington Trading, notorious for gambling at the dockside taverns. Seraphina held an empty glass and walked up to me. Refill, quickly. You may be mistaken. Those wearing black are the servants. I am wearing blue silk.
You're nothing but...
Steward Aldrich, Kensington's internal audit, is currently reviewing your freight accounts. Are you certain bringing her here tonight was a wise decision?
She begged me to bring her. She said if I'd be her escort, she'd help pay my gambling debts.
Aldrich, shut up!
The hall erupted in murmurs.
Remove the trash. She's disturbing the guests' enjoyment.
Alistair descended the stairs, nodded to the head guard.
Kensington has my back! You cannot treat me like this! Let go!
She screamed the whole way as two guards dragged her out by the arms. No one looked back. That night, I returned to my tower. The maid brought me the news.
My lady, his lordship, has taken Lady Seraphina into the castle. He has placed her in one of the guest chambers.
Go to my old chamber. Clear out everything that belongs to her. Do not let her scent touch a single thread of mine. The next day, my maid burst into my room.
My lady! The Dowager Lady Beatrice would not accept that mistress. She stormed into the castle and threw that mistress out. His lordship even had to sell his personal carriage just to find a place to put her.
That evening, I went to a private room on the second floor of the Black Fox Inn. Not for Seraphina's misfortune, but to celebrate that the Lombard banking house had finally made the freeze on all Kensington.
He says he wishes to see you.
From this day forward, I do not receive his messages. Alistair kept his head down, slicing an apple. The corner of his mouth lifted, nearly imperceptible. Beatrice stormed into my tower that very afternoon.
Liam's trust fund has been frozen. If you are going to leave, leave quietly. The Kensington trading house cannot survive a second scandal.
Very well. But I have conditions. I took out the 2 sheets of parchment I had prepared long before and pushed them across the desk. First, the deed to my mother's seaside villa is to be transferred to my name immediately. Second, I will no longer bear any joint guarantee for Kensington's debts. She stared at me for a long, long moment.
You prepared these ahead of time.
Please sign. She signed her name, stroke by stroke.
You no longer have the Kensington family's support.
No. It is the Kensington family that no longer has me. Liam's messengers still appeared at my tower door every day. He said he wanted to see me. Very well. Let him sign over the right-of-way deed for that old post road to me.
What do you want with this useless post road?
Sign or not.
I'll sign. But I have one condition. You will attend the Hanseatic League celebration tomorrow with me. And we will be a loving couple.
Deal. He didn't know this abandoned post road would become the throat through which all Northland's freight must pass. When I walked into the hall on Liam's arm, the right-of-way deed bearing the Kensington wax seal was already tucked inside my sleeve. He just signed it. Harper's maid intercepted me in the corridor, her voice trembling.
My lady, the Quinn family's cargo ship was seized at the harbour. An entire shipment of silk from Milan, anonymously reported for concealing contraband.
It was Liam. I pushed open the wooden doors of the banquet hall, cut through the crowd, and walked straight up to Liam. I put a sheet of parchment into his palm.
What is this?
These are the transfer records of paying off the gambling debts of Seraphina's mother. Do you want the whole city to know that you use the Kensington's money to support your mistress's family?
How did you get these? How did you...
Withdraw the complaint against the Quinn Trading House, or everyone here will know it.
I'll send someone to the harbor.
Good. That day I went to the seaside estate my mother had left me. Harper came and stayed with me. Another letter from Liam arrived. He's moved in as well? The same estate? The same gate? I looked out of the window and saw a small stone house next to the seaside estate. Liam used the remaining money to buy the place. Today is the day they move in. Skye. 80 years ago, it housed the grooms and laundry women. No fireplace, only a coal stove. Does she know? She's standing at the doorway bossing the servants around. I don't think so. A few days later, I found Ethan in the academy library. I placed a blank invitation to the Vance family's year-end banquet before him. Let Seraphina get hold of this. Let her fill in her own name.
My brother Julian will check.
He won't stop it. And the truth was, Julian had already learned everything through his intelligence network. He agreed as well. The night of the banquet, Seraphina arrived in an outrageous gown of layered pink tulle. She swept into the hall on Liam's arm.
Seraphina.
Jessica burst out, holding a stack of parchment IOU notes high above her head.
She owes me money. She swindled even my living allowance to pay off her gambling debts.
You're lying. Seraphina collapsed dramatically to the floor in a performance worthy of the stage.
Sarah, don't embarrass yourself here.
Unexpectedly, she was exposed by Liam. Seraphina was extremely anxious and desperately sought another way to salvage the situation. Seraphina looked around the room and grabbed her own shoulder strapu and tore it with all her strength. The tool ripped apart at her fingertips with a shriek.
Ethan Vance, it was you! You reached out and touched me during the chaos. You tried to rip my gown.
What did you say? I never came anywhere near you.
Just now, when you passed by me.
Ethan, did you touch her?
Touch who? I've been standing here the whole time.
The nobles murmured among themselves, some gazes already shifting toward Ethan. Her hand remained pressed against the shoulder strap, not to cover it, but to display it. A figure descended slowly from the spiral staircase, landing on the second floor.
My attendant was standing behind the third pillar on the eastern side. His position faced directly towards this lady's skirts. I asked him, "Who tore the gown?"
It was this lady. She tore it herself.
Take her out.
After the banquet ended, Alistair found me on the terrace.
Hatred is the stepping stone to indifference.
Liam appeared at my tower door again. In his hands, a bouquet of white roses and a small velvet box.
Skye! Let me in! I've thrown Seraphina out. Let's start over. This ring. It's bigger than the last one.
Liam! You can't leave me!
Before I could speak, Seraphina came charging up, clutching her skirts.
You promised me!
Why did you follow me?
You came here to give her a ring? What am I to you?
I reached out and took the velvet box. Liam's eyes lit up. Then I took 2 steps toward the door and hurled it out. Get out. Both of you. A few days later, the Kensington family held a charity banquet at the castle. I came, not for Liam, but to announce something. I wore a black gown with a plunging neckline. No jewels adorned my throat, only a thin dusting of pearl powder over the bruise.
On her neck? Are those finger marks? Don't stare.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a respected notary clerk of the cathedral, and I have invited him to announce the divorce. He stopped in the center of the banquet hall and publicly unfurled a parchment petition.
Skye Sterling, on grounds of her husband's open concubinage and physical assault.
After hearing the reason, the guests stared at my scar, and the entire hall fell silent.
Hereby formally submits to the Diocesan Bishop's Court a preliminary petition for separation maintenance and annulment.
The door. But it seemed that he was looking at the carriage. rather than at me. After the banquet, my carriage traveled along the coastal mountain road.
My lady! The carriage is speeding up! The brake rope is broken! There's a sharp bend ahead!
I pulled aside the curtain. Ahead was a sharp bend, beyond it the cliff. The coachman hauled distressfully on the reins, but the brake cord's knot had been cut.
Pull to the inside! Scrape the wheels against the cliff to slow down!
The carriage came to a halt less than 2 feet from the cliff's edge. I scrambled out of the carriage and crawled beneath it. The axle pin had been deliberately sawed through. This was no accident. It was murder. I told the coachman to drive straight to the converted servants' quarters, where Liam was living. I pushed open the door. He sat on the chair, staring into a mug of cheap ale.
At this hour?
I threw the broken fragments of the axle pin onto the floor before him. He stared at the pieces, his eyes wide with shock.
You sawed it through yourself to frame me.
What did you say?
This is exactly the sort of thing you would do.
I suddenly laughed. I knew it wasn't him. He didn't dare to do that. It was Victor, my cousin. He holds a grudge against me because I didn't give him his share from the Sterling trading house. The next morning, I set out for the Sterling Trading House Council of Elders. Victor had stolen a carriage and came charging out from a side track on the mountain road.
Go to hell, you bastard!
My carriage was shoved toward the cliff's edge.
Skye! Watch out!
Liam came charging out from a side path on horseback, pulled me from the carriage, and was himself struck by Victor's oncoming cart and thrown violently through the air. I was thrown into the brush at the roadside. By the time I staggered to my feet, Victor had already fled. Liam lay sprawled across the stones, his face covered in blood. I stood outside the door holding a bowl of hot broth. Then I saw Seraphina hurrying from the far end of the corridor. She fell to her knees beside his bed at the moment she entered.
Liam, wake up! It's me, Sarah!
Skye, where is she?
Skye is fine. She doesn't care about you. She's already left. He tightened his grip on Seraphina's hand. Liam's eyes were closed. I stood outside the door, holding the bowl of broth, silent for a moment. Then I turned around, set the bowl down on the stone ledge in the corridor, and walked away. 3 days later, I appeared before the Council of Elders of the Sterling Trading House, wrapped in a nun's cloak with my arms still banded. Alistair marched Victor in, bruised and bloodied, and laid out the evidence of his attempted murder piece by piece on the long table.
It wasn't me! I did nothing!
Victor Sterling, you are permanently expelled from the Sterling Trading House.
Escort him to the sheriff's gaol.
Arthur sat in the corner and said not a single word throughout the entire proceeding. He merely trembled as he signed the last document. All partnership shares of Sterling Firm are hereby fully entrusted to Skye Sterling for management. That evening, I returned to the infirmary. The sister still needed to finish my treatment. I leaned against the headboard, leafing through the Sterling trading ledgers.
The ledgers can wait another hour. Let the sister examine your wounds first.
What are you doing here?
Seeing you. And also...
He turned and instructed his attendant to summon the sister.
Yes, sir. I'll fetch the sister at once, while you stay here in Lady Sterling's room and attend to her personally.
Her voice pitched neither loud nor soft, just exactly loud enough to carry down the corridor. You did that on purpose.
Of course.
In another sick room not far away, Liam lay in his bed. He heard every single word that attendant spoke. A moment later, The sound of a clay water jug shattering against a stone wall was loud enough to reach even my chamber.
He's angry.
I sat by the candlelight, folding a letter. On the envelope was written, "To the Diocesan Bishop's Court. Supplemental evidence regarding the petition for separation maintenance and annulment." The next day, I returned to the Sterling firm and found a bookkeeper's office to start working. Liam came to the door immediately.
If you don't withdraw the separation petition, I'll have every trading house and freight guild in the county blacklist you.
I watched him tap his walking stick on the stone floor with a loud thud.
Sterling Trading won't get a single order.
You came all the way here just to say that? I took out a ledger from the drawer. You withdrew a large sum of money from the Kensington firm's bank account to buy a country house for Seraphina. You refused to cover the cost of my emergency treatment at the monastery hospital. Everything you ever did to me is recorded here. Every single entry. I pushed the ledger towards him. Go ahead and issue your blacklist. You still don't know who you're messing with.
This isn't over.
He was silent for a long while, then left those words behind and turned away on his cane. His lame leg caught on the threshold. No one helped him. His revenge came faster than I expected. The next day, the most popular minstrel under the Sterling Harrison came to me.
No matter what it takes, I will terminate the contract with you.
I didn't fight it. I signed his release without even claiming the penalty fee. Then I sent word to the countryside to find someone every noble castle had turned away. Gabriel, an indigent poet who had offended a lord with his satirical verses and had been unemployable ever since. Shave him, cut his hair, put him in a clean linen shirt.
My lady, are you certain it's me you want?
It is you. Sign this contract, and Sterling Trading will pay for your grandmother's medical care. And you only have to sing. My waste quarry was no longer called waste. The king's decree had been issued. The royal free market was officially open. Stalls converted from old mine carts lined the stone-paved path, and at the center stood an open-air minstrel stage.
My lady, how many people are down there?
When Gabriel walked up with his lute, the stage was already surrounded by merchants and travelers who had come from every corner of the land.
More than enough. Just sing.
And the glory.
Halfway through, it began to rain. Raindrops struck his strings and soaked his new clothes. But not a single person left.
They didn't leave.
I told you, just sing. With the flood of goods pouring in, the partnership shares of Sterling Trading doubled overnight. The next morning, a banking house messenger stood at the door of my counting room.
My lady, it's Lord Kensington. My lady, Lord Kensington has requested that your trading house's credit be suspended. However, our banking house has reviewed the matter. Sterling Trading's deposit agreements are held entirely independently from the Kensington name.
Therefore, the Lombard banking house has no authority to intervene.
Yes, and we don't intend to do so. This is the official reply, a copy of which was delivered to Lord Kensington this morning.
Thank you. Please convey my gratitude to your chief steward. After the banking house messenger left, I had a feeling that Liam wouldn't give up. So, I must find a way to completely defeat him. When the Lombard banking house sent another team of people the next day, I knew it was time.
Lord Kensington let you come and negotiate in person.
He wants me to come to the castle, so I changed into a plain dress, like an obedient wife, and returned to the castle I had once fled. I walked to the bookkeeper's office door and saw Liam inside. The joint old debt guarantee account of Kensington and Sterling is not your personal account.
You came.
It has been frozen. You need to cooperate with me to thaw it.
Of course. But You need to be my assistant for a day. Do whatever I tell you.
Is that all?
Recopy all of last year's ledgers, sorted by month. The ink on your desk is running dry. Refill it. When you're done, come back and I'll give you the next task.
Fine. He leaned back in his chair, waiting for me to explode.